Would you rather have 100 friends you barely know, or one best friend that's got your back? Would you rather create one masterpiece, or 100 average pieces of art? Most people will agree that quality will always be the better choice. But in these cases, the answer seems to be simple. How about these? Would you rather have 100 bland meals, or one fantastic meal stored in the fridge? Would you rather have one elite fighter, or 100 foot soldiers? Not as simple. Of course, having quality and quantity at the same time is the most ideal. But in reality, this usually isn't possible. Normally, you're left with the choice of focusing on quantity or quality. Most people will tell you to go for quality, but my experiences have taught me that it's not that simple. Of course, it'll always depend on your situation, but for the rest of the video, let's focus on skill-based activities. Since I regularly practice piano and calisthenics, I've had a lot of time to play around with this quality versus quantity debate. The truth is, I've never seen a single person start off with quality reps or technique. Even when it's something simple like doing a push-up, practically everybody starts off doing reps that are not perfect form. And that makes sense. You have to work your way up to quality, but the only way to get there is through quantity. It's like the entrepreneur who wants to make the perfect product, or the artist that wants to paint the perfect painting on the first try. It's just not going to happen. A clear example of this is from Art and Fear by David Bales and Ted Orland. A ceramics class was divided into two groups. One group would be graded only on the quantity of the work they produced, and the other on quality. Those being graded on quality produced only one as perfect as possible pot to get an A. Once grading time came, a curious fact emerged. The works of the highest quality were all produced by the group being graded for quantity. It seemed that while the quantity group was turning out piles of work and learning from their mistakes, the quality group had sat theorizing about perfection and, in the end, had little more to show for their efforts than grandiose theories and a pile of dead clay. This example is not trying to say that you should only care about quantity. The rule that I felt firsthand for any skill is that you have to standardize before you optimize. My approach to balancing this problem is to plan for quantity, but aim for quality. That might sound like a contradiction, so let me clarify. You want to plan to create a lot of content, but while you're in the process of creating content, try to make the best quality content possible with the schedule you set up for quantity. Same with practice. You want to plan to practice as often as possible, and at the same time, during practice session, you want to aim for quality reps. In the beginning, you're not going to really have a feel for what good quality really is. But the most essential part about this is that as you put in more reps, your awareness and understanding of whatever you're doing increases, and that allows you to unlock higher quality versions as long as you're paying attention while you're doing your reps. So don't worry if the quality of what you're doing isn't up to par with your standards yet. Keep putting in the work and the reps while striving for quality, and with enough quantity, not time, you'll get there.